Okay.
I don't know that it's possible now. Okay. Okay,
We got this.
we got it.
We got this.
Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. I'm sitting here with probably one of my greatest friends of life. As many of y'all probably know her as Gemini Homestead. This is Miss Lippy.
Hi, y'all.
I'm actually going to tell, I'm going to let Lippy explain something here. One of the reasons that we do YouTube is the simple fact that we, once in a lifetime, let me put it this way, once in a lifetime you come across that real genuine person. And we found that with Lippy and Buddy, her husband, Wanda and I have. And I want to let Lippy kind of maybe tell you how she come to know Deep South Homestead. And then maybe by her story, it will spark something maybe in y'all's mind as to a similar incident that maybe that's happened in your life that's led you to someone that you, that's been a blessing to you as much as they've been to us. So I'll let Lippy tell you.
And it, to this day, it fuels me when I look back to where this journey has led me. But I'll never forget, it was in May of 2018. That's when I learned what YouTube was. I was struggling with my green beans. I don't know why. I done it the same way every year, but it didn't register. I was dealing with new soil. And my husband said, well, just YouTube it. And I said, YouTube what? What's YouTube? He handed me his phone and he says, go here, and in that hourglass, I want you to type in green beans. Well, I did, but it come up recipes. He said, okay, you need to ask it the question, how to grow green beans in zone 8. Well, I did exactly that. I was on my back patio and I'm looking at it, and Mr. Danny King was the first one that popped up, Deep South Homestead. So I hit the little square box and it started playing. That particular video showed me what I did wrong. First thing I needed to do was test my soil. I should have known that. But it was a new place. I was excited. I took what I knew from my old place, brought it in. But there was something else different about this man. It wasn't just how he was teaching me, explaining different things in that particular video, but there was also an or. There was something on a level that it interested me. He was on a level that I was missing, to be quite honest. Well, I set the phone down because I had a little stand, and the next thing I know, he pops up again. He's sitting on the porch. I said, buddy, I didn't touch this phone, but the man's back on the phone. And he laughed, ha ha, well, it was porch time. Well, this man's talking to me, preaching to me, like getting dead in my you-know-what. And I was like, oh, he's talking to me. That was a profound impact, because I was like, this is now the way to communicate with people. I can pick and choose the people that I understand. Because, you know, not everyone talks the same tune. He was speaking the tune that I understood. And so as I learned YouTube, of course, this was the only channel I watched, because it was relatable. And then from there, I learned more. And a lot of you watching right now know who I am. But watching that brought us into a friendship on the backside. The emails. I got to know Miss Wanda. And I said, look, I'm coming to the gathering of 2019. And from that day forward, when I showed up and I tapped this man's shoulders, there was a crowd of people. You had Jess from Roots and Refuge and different ones speaking. I waited till they spoke. He turned around when I tapped him, and I put my hand out, told him who I was. He hugged me and Miss Wanda hugged me, and it was like a confirmation to the friendship we had already built through YouTube and outside of YouTube. But then it was confirmed because then it was in person. And for me speaking, everything that I thought was a true friendship was family friendship. It just solidified it. It put it all into perspective that it was not the green beans. It was not so much the YouTube, but there was a bigger part of me missing. And this is on a personal level.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord took me in this journey. I had to do this, and look where I'm at. Today is, I don't know, March something of 2021.
It's March the 30th.
March
okay?
30th.
Yeah, I have to look at my watch.
I'm back here at Deep South Homestead again, having the time of my life, sharing stories, walking, looking at gardens, eating, laughing. You know, all the simplicity at the end of the day that really should matter. And they matter to me, and I have just been, I've had a ball. Wanda and I have had a ball. Now, I don't know how he has felt with two of us in this house, but
Oh, it's been great. Of course, I haven't been in here all the
I was
time.
going to say, he ain't been in here.
I've been outside working as long as it wasn't raining. But you know, that's how God works. God takes the simple things in life and things that we don't even really think about. Because, you know, I never thought about too much whenever I was doing what I was doing. You know, I did the video on green beans. I was just like, I just did a video and I said maybe it'll help somebody. And I never knew that, you know, such a relationship would come out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the journey. Mm-hmm. Everybody always wants to talk about the end product of something. And the truth of the matter is, it's really not about the end product. It's about the journey.
It's about the journey.
You know, and as a result, Buddy and Lippy have been here several times, and you know, and then the thing about this is even in their own personal life, just like Wanda and I in our personal life, you come to crossroads sometimes, and when you come to those crossroads, you have a decision to make. You've got to decide which direction you're going to go in. With Lippy and him, I mean, there's been 2 or 3 different crossroads y'all had to pass across here lately.
Yes.
You know, you had the storm tear your house up and do a lot of damage there. Y'all had to have all that repaired and rebuilt and done stuff too. And then there come the crossroads of moving. And that was a big decision for y'all, and I know it was, having to make a decision about where you wanted to live.
That was probably the hardest decision to date of our lives.
Yeah.
And I can speak for Buddy. That I took sick in March
Right.
of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
In April, our home was just April 24th, and on May 1st, over 20 years of employment was taken from us.
Yeah.
And we had tough decisions.
Right.
But throughout all of that, it made us, and we thought we was thick. No, it made us as one.
Right.
And we chose to make this leap because the door opened. It was, our guts told us we felt at peace, but we needed a change.
Mm-hmm.
We knew this years ago, but we didn't want to face it. And I think, and this is me speaking, he had to put his foot in it, y'all. He had to wake us up. We wasn't listening. And he was like, you fixing to listen. And looking back, year to date, I took sick a year ago last week. It was an anniversary when I got sick. So in a year's time, our lives went to hell in a handbasket. And today, our basket is full. We still have each other. We have friendship. We have a home. God is good. He's been good to us. But if we wouldn't have looked at it with Him leading us and just went off the shirt tails of somebody else or on a whim, I couldn't sit here today and tell you I'm at peace. I don't even think we paid a price for peace. We opened our hearts and our minds and we listened. He showed us a new road and we traveled it and here we are. I mean, I'm in the greatest journey of my life right now.
I mean, out of the midst of chaos.
Yes.
I mean, and the simple fact that he was like freaking like we have no job, we have no income.
We have nothing.
We have nothing but one another and the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
you've
been married as long as I have. And you know that love, you can only live on love for so long.
You got that right. You got that right.
You know, I mean, and at some point reality sets in and it's like, you know what, we got to do something.
We got to do something.
And you know, and I'm just going to take a wild shot in the dark here. Kentucky was the last place you thought of.
Never thought of Kentucky.
Yeah,
that was not in my radar.
I would have never,
I was trying to go further south. I like the heat.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking, I mean, after getting to know you and Buddy, I was like, when y'all said, we're going to Kentucky, I was like, what? I said, Kentucky? You know, and I was just like, I looked at Wanda and I said, you think they'll actually do it? And she said, I don't know. But then when I saw the deal that come up, I was like, yeah, when God opens the door,
yeah,
you know, there's no denying it.
Mm-mm. And the community has welcomed us.
Yes, that's the beauty of it.
Like, it's this people there that I could say I felt like I've known them for years. They live, and when you go into a small community, especially coming as far as we did,
an outsider coming in.
They don't let you in.
Right. Usually you have problems.
We have yet. These people have welcomed us. They enjoy us. I enjoy them. They're making us feel a part of them.
Well, let me correct something right here now. The community she's talking about is not YouTube.
No. No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my, what is it called? A county. I'm learning, not a parish. A county.
The natural
community.
Born, bred people of that county. Yeah, that speaks a lot for that county.
It's incredible people.
Yeah, it speaks a lot.
Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Niceness just because they want to be.
Yeah, right.
Not because they have to be.
Exactly.
And that's refreshing to me.
Coming from where y'all were at in Louisiana, not to say that Louisiana is a bad place. I mean,
I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I mean, I understand because I've worked in Louisiana a lot. But there's, you know, I live 35 miles from the Louisiana border. Mm-hmm. When you drive from Mississippi into Louisiana, everything, I mean, when you cross that bridge, it's like two countries.
It is.
Two totally different countries, mm-hmm. You know. Not to say that one's better than the other because it's not. It's just a difference in the breed of people. It's a difference in nationalities and everything like that. And I'm sure, I mean, I've lived in Connecticut. I've lived in, you know, central Mississippi and different places. And it's hard to explain, but when you cross a state line, even though it's just an imaginary line that's drawn, people are different.
People are different.
I mean, when you come out of Louisiana into Kentucky, I'm sure you run into a total different breed of people.
My look, and then when I open my mouth, and my accent, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious.
It was definitely
obvious with me.
That's what, yeah.
Buddy seemed to, he fits in. Mm-hmm. I think every little section of the United States, you have a certain ethnic look, okay? Buddy kind of, he flowed in. I flow up in there and it's like, whoa. When I open my mouth, it's like, whoa. And I think that's just where I'm supposed to be. I know it is. Other than my child and my grandkids, if I could get them to me,
oh yeah,
I would be 100% fulfilled because I call Kentucky my retirement home. I'll never call it my home.
Right.
Home is Louisiana.
Yeah.
I was born there. I thought I was supposed to be there. But I'm very proud to say Kentucky is my retirement home.
Well, this is part of your journey right now.
It's my journey.
I mean, who's to say you'll always be there? I mean, I can't say, I mean, I've been here 30 years right here. On and off, but I can't promise you I'll always be here. You know, because you don't know.
You never know what tomorrow is.
Because I attribute life to an easel. I used to paint and draw and stuff like that, and I attribute it to being like an easel. We're up on on an easel, and God's painting our picture. And every so often we'll say, you know, I don't like what's happening.
Exactly.
And we'll climb down off of that easel and we'll go make our own path. And when we get to a point where we just can't do anymore, we'll come crawl back up on the easel and say, God, I kind of made a mess of your painting. Can you kind of fix it a little bit, you know? And he starts over again where he left off at. And it's amazing how he can blend it all together. And at the end of a person's life, you begin to look back and you go, now I see the picture. You know, it's amazing. There's been times in my life where I had land deals that came up and I was fixing to buy this big, huge piece of property, and it was like an unreal deal. And I was like so excited, and when I didn't get it, I was like heartbroken. I'm like, God, this is just horrible. You know, I said, you know, why? Why didn't you let the devil get the best of me or whatever? And then 10 years later, massive events took place in my life, and I realized if I'd have been right there, I'd have been in trouble.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I'm like, okay, sometimes it's better just let him lead, you know.
Well, be 2 years July. I'll never say why again, because of what I was faced with. I will never question what he does, where he leads me. I follow with pride, I follow with my head up, but I will never, ever say why again.
I hear you. And guys, I guess that's the point I want to try to bring across today on this video. That's the reason I asked Lippy to do this with me, because I knew that she had been through a pretty tough journey in the last couple of years of her life. And not to say she's had some really big journey issues, you know, prior to that, but that's personal. But there's so many of you guys out there that make comments on our videos. I get emails, we get lots of letters lots of times, you know, talking about, Danny, I just wished I could do this, or I wished I could do that. You know, we're just not blessed where we can do this. We just financially we're not able to do this, or you know, I get like thousands of different reasons behind things like that, and the whole thing about it is I was groomed by a particular millionaire. Let me put it that way, and I used to look at him and I said, sir, if I could only accomplish the things in life that you have. You know, I said, wow. I said, man, it would be so amazing. And he just looked at me and he said, well, why can't you? I told him, I said, because I can't. I said, it's just not possible. He said, the same sun rises on you that rises on me.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, well, I get that. He goes, well, you've got the same 24 hours in a day that I have. He said, so why can't you? And I was like, but sir, I said, you just don't get it. He says, no, you don't get it. He said, it's about priorities. You know, he said, whatever you choose to do today is what you deem as your priority for that day. He said, no, I wouldn't do that because it's not a priority for me.
Right.
You know, and I kind of was just like, awestruck for a moment, and I began to realize, I was like, well, I kind of get what you're talking about. He said, yeah, he said, you got to learn what's really important to you. He says, and you can't look at the short-term picture of this thing. He said, I never set out to be a millionaire. He said, I just set out to say that I wasn't going to work all my life for somebody else.
Yep.
You know? And he says, and it just, by having that mentality, it's where I'm at today. You know, he said, not to say that people who work for other people are bad. He said, it's just, they have a choice to make.
Right.
And he said, and I chose not to work for other people, but to work for myself. And I chose not to be poor. You know, and he says, and you don't have to choose to be poor. And he says, now I understand. He told me, he said, there are some things in life that you have no control over, like physical issues and health problems and, you know, disabilities and stuff like that. He said, but I've got friends that are millionaires that are disabled. He said, so I can't really use that as a crutch. He said, because they did it. You know, and it kind of, humbled me, I guess you might say. And
aren't you your own keeper of your mind?
yes, that's the point.
You're your own keeper.
You are your own keeper. Now, God says, "Be still and know that I'm God." And the problem is, many times we won't be still.
Right.
We're constantly, we can't calm down long enough to even have the Spirit talk to us. You know,
Right.
we can't, because Elijah, whenever he slew the prophets of Baal up on top of the mountain, and then Jezebel said, "Well, I'll have his head." And he ran to the mountains and hid in the caves. He says, "You're going to kill me, God?" Well, he just called fire down from heaven and consumed the water and slew 600 prophets of Baal by himself. But that woman scared him to death. He ran up there and hid in that cave on that mountain. And God told him, he says, look out the cave, Elijah. And he looked out there and he said, "I'm not in that fire." And he seen the wind blow and he says, "I'm not in the wind." And the earth trembled and different things began to happen. He says, "I'm not in that. I'm not in the circumstances that surround you. I'm in that small, still voice." And that's what we miss.
And see, what I take from that when you were saying that is, we're so busy, as you say. But then all of a sudden, when that wall hits us, and I'm going to say us,
Yeah.
all of a sudden we chatter. We
Yeah.
can't shut up. We
We
backed in the car. Hey, God, I need your help. Wait a minute. Did you acknowledge him when life was rolling?
Right. That's the whole issue. We forget him.
Yeah, we got to put ourselves in check. Say, hey,
Yeah.
here I am. I can't shut up.
Yeah, we want to use him like a rabbit's foot,
There you go.
And then he don't work like
And
that.
that's just what I got from that. It's like,
Yeah.
hold up.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
He doesn't answer me every day. I'd wear him out.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
You know? But I'll make sure I acknowledge him every day.
Well, my angel's wings will get wore out.
And he knows he can put me in the corner, let me just be lippy.
He can time
my
me
heart,
out.
my
Yeah.
soul's where it's supposed to be.
Right.
There's no help for my filter,
Exactly.
but he loves me.
He
knows I'm
regardless.
good. He says, "You doing good.
Yep.
You're not doing no sinning to hurt anybody."
Right.
So he'll come check on me every few days because he's got other people to tend to.
Oh,
That's
sure.
the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about it.
Right.
I don't praise the glory. And it's when I wake up in the morning. It's not so much when I went to bed. It's but when I open my eyes is when I praise him because I got another day to do it right.
So you're
That's
kind of in the same boat that I was in. See, I was in a severe car accident, wasn't supposed to live. They gave me less than a 5% chance of living, and told me I'd never walk again, I'd never do this, I'd never do that, and
Don't you love the negativity?
Oh,
And when I'm hard-headed, I prove them wrong.
I crawl around on my hands and knees making my legs work.
Yeah, me too.
And you, I know, had you had some bad serious injuries in your life. And
Had to learn to walk
had to
again.
learn how to walk again, and I can't run like I used to, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But through it all, and there's a song called "Through It All," we didn't stop.
No, sir. Mm-mm.
Both of us were sitting here. We're both disabled to a point, and we never gave up.
Because he's not giving
He
up.
didn't give up on us, and we didn't give up on him. And I do believe, guys, that is why we're where we're at today. And there's people out there today that's watching this video that is seriously considering giving up
Yeah.
because of CV, or because of loss of jobs, because of a loss of health, because social distancing, because whatever you want. I mean, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah.
You can name 1,000 things you're thinking about giving up. I can't make it. I can't make it in this world anymore, is what you're saying. And guys, look, we said this today. Can't never could do nothing.
That's what we said just about 2 hours ago.
Yep. Can't never could do nothing. Would never would. Should probably shouldn't have. But
That's right.
But you can do it. We're living proof
Yeah.
that it can be done. And I'm so thankful today. Literally, I am, that I've made Buddy and Lippy's friendship. I really am.
And so am I.
I mean, it's
I can speak for Buddy. We are. It's a family. It's
right.
I say friends because we are, but
We
it's
are.
a whole. It's family.
It is actually.
I mean, I'll just be honest with you guys. We laugh more than anything,
Oh yeah, probably.
and I think it's because we appreciate and praise our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing we have to work at because we came into it with honesty.
It came in honest and it's just natural.
And we came in with respect.
Yes, yes.
Agree to disagree at times.
Oh yeah, we disagree.
We
We
ultimately
disagree.
have respect for each other.
Right.
Y'all can maybe think about that, you ones that desire to have friends, true friends.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta respect them. Agree to disagree. And business is their business. My business is my business.
Exactly. Never assume anything.
There you go.
You know,
Pretty well says it.
that pretty much says it. Don't
Yeah.
assume anything. You know, I mean, that's like one thing that I respected about Leaping. I don't think she would mind me saying this. When she got here, I carry. Y'all see me. I carry all the time. And she said, "Mr. Danny, I carry, but my weapon is in the vehicle. Do you, out of respect, I'll ask if I can bring it in your house." And I told her, I don't have a problem with that. You know,
That's right.
because I trust her, and that's respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to me, I would do this. I would do the same for her if I was at her house. I would say the exact
Right.
same thing. I would take it off my side and leave it in the vehicle until I had their blessing. But that's what friends do. You know, they respect one another. They don't go at each other trying to figure out how they can manipulate the other one.
Exactly.
You know, and how you can benefit from having known me, or me benefit from having known you. You know, because if we never gain anything else in this world other than what we have right here, it's enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the way I look at it. So.
Well, I guess actually it's all come out today. For 3 years, there may have been chatter of our friendship, me and Wanda,
Yeah.
but we don't air it.
Right.
Here's a little snapshot. Here's a this. I guess today is the day that we can honestly say, hey, for some that don't know, if you don't have a friendship like Wanda and I have, me and Danny, get you one. True.
True friendship.
Because I'm going to tell you what, it's that other little ounce of fulfillment. And I'm fulfilled.
I'm definitely.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
You know, I head out tomorrow. I go back home. And if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, as my daddy
Which
says.
is quite possible.
Literally.
Literally, it's quite possible.
Libby's coming back to Deep South Homestead.
Guys, sometimes there's just not enough words to explain some things. You know, and I just we just wanted to make this video to be an encouragement to others, you know, to let you know that sometimes when you feel alone, I've been down that road, but I know what it feels like to feel like that there's nobody but just you. When my wife passed away years ago, I was very lonely, you know, didn't think that I would ever, you know, have a spouse again even.
Right.
And it's one of those things, and you know, when you have a loss, usually you end up changing all your friends because they don't understand, you know, and things like that happen when you have traumas in your life. Lots of times, some friends are put there for a season, some are put there for life, and I do believe that with Lippy and Buddy, I believe that they're put here for life for us, you know, and so don't give up, guys.
And please don't give up.
Don't give up. Hang in there. I know as a nation, there's a lot of things that we're facing right now with all that's going on. And guys, I know it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be real hard. And things that Lippy and I just sit here and talked about are going to be the kind of things that's going to get you through this.
Yes.
And So don't procrastinate. Prepare. But don't only prepare physically. Prepare emotionally. Prepare spiritually. And prepare physically.
Yes.
All of these areas are very vitally important.
Mm-hmm.
Because if y'all ever went back and watched well, unless you were over on Patreon, you probably didn't see this, but I have a video about 165 hours. And, you know, technically it takes 11 people to survive. And unless I used to teach survival, and unless you know this, then it's very difficult. People think, well, I'm going to move off into the backside of nowhere, just me and my family, and we're going to survive, and you're going to die. I hate to say that, you know, you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
Because you need one another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though Lippy's in Kentucky, her and Buddy, and Wanda and I are down here in southern Mississippi, as long as we have some sort of media,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, we can communicate back and forth.
I do think that's the one thing that's going to stay open for everybody.
I believe you're right.
Because there's eyes out there that need to watch us, so
Yeah, and
they don't get the media.
And Big Brother's going to watch us anyway.
Exactly.
So he's not going to give that up.
No. So you do have media.
Yeah, you'll have media
Yeah.
of some form. You'll just have to figure out which one it is.
Yeah,
Or where we're at.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, who knows? I mean,
I ain't sharing my map.
well, that's okay.
I share it with you.
But anyway, guys, we just wanted to come on and do a video. Just maybe, like I said, to encourage you.
Yes.
I think that's what's lacking in our society today, due to all those circumstances that we've been facing, the social distancing, you know, not being able to get together with people like we should. The human body and the human mind needs communication, not necessarily always through media, but it needs the physical side like what we're doing here today, in order to be healthy, happy, and strong. God never expected us to be isolated.
No.
I mean, that's why some of the tortures that's done in life is done through solitary confinement.
That's correct.
You know, so God expects us to communicate, and there's no better way to do it than face to face.
That's right.
But if face to face you can't do it, at least you can do it through the media, and you can do it face to face through the media. It's a little different.
It's a little different.
But it's still better than the alternative.
Yes, it is.
You know, so don't
But
give
don't
up.
tell yourself can't.
Now, never tell yourself you can't do anything.
Get that gone.
Yeah, don't even. That's called a negative mindset. A negative mindset will do nothing but
Something
open the
so
door.
simple, that little word we were saying. So many people say, well, I can't.
I can't. I just can't.
Throw that out the window. We're both here can tell you, you can.
You can. We've both faced tremendous obstacles in our lives.
That's right.
And we have overcome. And that is our message today.
It's an encouragement.
It's an encouragement. Be an overcomer.
Yeah.
Be an overachiever. You won't regret it when
That's
you get
right.
older.
You won't.
Thank you, Libby. Guys, thank y'all for spending some time with us. And go check out Gemini Homestead's channel. I think you'll enjoy it. Now, she's a little bit different than I am. She's got a channel that she just does lots of different things on.
Whatever the mood
strikes her. And I'm sure that once you get over there, you will really appreciate it. Their live streams, Mr. Buddy's in them with her a lot of time. They do their live streams. Got some really good live streams over there. They just have a blast.
Libby enjoys life, y'all.
And that is the secret to life, is enjoyment. So guys, thank you, and may God bless you.
And pray for my trip home.
Yes.
I'm going to be in the rain.
Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Bye, y'all.